days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
Hello, compensatory picks, and welcome to 49ers Cutback. It's 49ers Cutback time, right? Yeah, it's compensatory pick time. 220 and 221 are on the docket for the 49ers, and there are some intriguing options, Alex.
There are intriguing options, just like that intriguing intro. If you've never heard that before, hit the like button right now, which means we should have all of the likes right now. I wasn't expecting that. Bravo, Ant. Bravo. Got to keep it fresh around here on the pod. Got to keep it fresh on the show. Look, plenty of options, plethora of options, 220 and 221, meaning you can do pretty much whatever you want with no consequence, knowing that the next pick is yours. So you can take whoever you want here and then whoever you want after this, Ant. And look, this is a spot in War Room.
I also like to live dangerously.
It's true. This is a spot you can be as risky as you'd like to be. The Niners at this spot, you think they wouldn't want to be picking at 220 and 221. I mean, ideally you don't want to be here, but they could hold on to these picks. There could be guys later in this draft they don't want sliding into undrafted free agent territory and the option of not choosing to play in San Francisco, and they want to snag up. And while the Cutback crew has been memeing in War Room, man, and going with Matt Arias, I'm not going to actually make that pitch at this time. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense because there's a lot of names. There's a lot of names and possibilities here at the 220 spot, whether that's Cordell Volson, the tackle out of North Dakota, who's got flexibility to play inside and outside, could develop down the road into a guy. Connor Hayward, Gary's boy, is still sitting here and available and is starting to move up mock draft boards. Gary, I don't know if you've been seeing Connor Hayward creeping up into the early 200s, and he's going to be a possibility. But I have one guy and one name here that I'm baffled by how far he's dropping down boards right now. And that's Reggie Roberson at SMU. If you miss on his counterpart, Danny Gray, earlier in this draft, if you're not able to bring a guy like this in, sitting here in the 220, 221 range seems like incredible value for his skill set and what he could add to your wide receiver room.
I love Reggie Roberson. I mean, he's definitely a receiver that if he was there, he would be very enticing to take, especially if you've only went receiver once in the draft. You could potentially add a guy like this. He's very good at catching the ball, contested catches, but he also runs pretty good routes. He's got pretty good speed. He's definitely a guy I would be interested in. Another guy that I want to pitch right here is Isaiah Weston out of UNI. This guy is 6'3".
You couldn't wait one more pick, huh?
No. He's 6'3" and runs a 4.4. Anytime you have that, you're looking for that tall vertical threat. Here's your guy. I wasn't gonna wait. I need to make sure I get him at 220 just in case I can't get him at 221. It's a joke. But yeah, I really like this film. There are some things he definitely needs to work on for sure. Tracking the ball in the air and things like that. But he's at this point in the draft, once again, another elite trait is the fact size to speed ratio. So I like him for sure.
No, I mean, that is a solid get. My guy was actually going to be the guy I made the pitch for at 221. So, look, I think you're right here. I think if you miss on guys early or you only take one, right? You only address one area at the wide receiver position. This is a spot here at 220, 221. There's going to be some value on some guys who could add things into your room and do a lot of different things. Is there any other names that are sticking out to you at this point in other positions where you're like, hey, this is the real deal. Let's do this here at 220.
Yeah, I'm willing to go with Isaiah Pacheco. I know that a lot of the places have him ranked as an undrafted free agent, but I see 4.3 speed and at over 210 pounds. This is a guy that is still developing as a running back, and I think him developing with the 49ers is something you could want to do. I know I made the pitch already for the Strong as well, but this is another guy that's just got that fantastic speed, and I think he's actually going to quiet his upper body. And he's going to be a better runner as he continues to develop. There are some vision things that I really like, but his ability to make people miss in the open field is very impressive. And I really like him. I like his aggressive style, and I think he would fit really nice in what San Francisco wants to do.
Solid pitch there, my guy, for that gentleman as well. And look, if you're still looking at cornerback options, I don't know why you would be at this point if you're the 49ers, but let's say you're looking at BPAs and best players available. Well, maybe it's Jack Jones at Arizona State, who we've heard the TCC say a lot of things about. He'll still be available at this range. And Ant, I'll play off your joke earlier. You don't know if he's going to be there at 221, so maybe you just pull the trigger at 220.
That's right. And here's a guy that you really like that could still be around, and that's Jermaine Waller. Potentially he could be available. There's questions if he's a scheme fit, but when you're taking a shot at a guy at this point in the draft, there's not a lot of risk there. So maybe you go ahead and take a shot on a guy who has a huge upside that if he slides this far would be a little surprising, but hey, you never know.
You might not know, Ant, and you know what? Just for the TCC and the memes, maybe you're looking for branding purposes, and if that's the case, Smoke Monday may be your dude because he will definitely be available at this spot in this area. So maybe that's the route the TCC wants to take.
Yeah, Smoke Monday. Potentially. I did watch some film on Smoke Monday. He's not bad. He's a pretty good prospect. At this point in the draft, I think he would be a solid pick. Names aside, I think the name is fantastic, but yeah, you might get the smoke on Sunday too.
You could get the smoke on Sunday, but TCC, let us know who you think the pick should be at 220. The Niners need to not mess around and just get a guy that they think has a better chance of hitting, or do you see some wild and crazy things start happening if the Niners are in fact picking here, or are we just dead wrong? And Matt Arriaza is the guy, right? That is the pick at 220. You don't mess around. You get golden leg. You don't let him slide any further because while you may have 221, if you neglect to pull the trigger at 220 or 221, and you may be missing out on a generational talent at the punting position.
The good news is if you miss out on 220, you could get him at 221.
It's fair.
So it could be a long wait, a whole 5 minutes, but you can get it done.
You really could. We'll see what happens, Cutback Crew. We'll see what the Niners decide to do with this pick. Or, Ant, if they just don't have this pick at all, and it's bye-bye, sayonara, we're moving on up. And if that's the case, we'll see what the Niners decide to do and who they end up selecting in that situation. But until the next one, Cutback Crew and the faithful, stay safe.
Remember, the right way is always the 49ers way.
You stuck around all the way to this point. Well, I hope by this point you've at least liked and subscribed if you haven't already. And there's some cards over there, Ant, too, with some other high quality videos they can check out.
Yeah, click one of the links and watch one of the videos. It's going to be great.
We'll see you there.